Hey, Isaac, you had a little bit of time to reflect on the game. What do you feel like the difference was in this one?
I would say we had some turnovers and some crucial possessions. Gave up a few offensive rebounds, and they kick it out, make a three, and they made us pay. We had some defensive breakdowns here and there. I thought the defense was solid for the most part, but whenever we had one simple breakdown, they were making us pay with a three or a tough shot. So it was a really good game, and we're gonna look at the film and see what we need to work on. But I'm really proud of our guys, and we'll bounce back for sure.
Isaac, when I talked to you during the week, you guys all talked about getting off to a better start than happened a year ago, getting off to a fast start against these guys. You did that. What changed, or how did they respond after your big start?
Yeah, we jumped on them, like you said. The atmosphere was insane in here. I think they just started hitting tough shots, and like I said, we had some defensive breakdowns here and there, and I think that's kind of when the flip switched, and they stretched the lead out, and we could never really fight all the way back. I was talking to him. We'd go on a little 5 or 7-0 run, and then they'd make a tough shot, and we could never get over the hump. So, I don't really know exactly when the flip switched, but they definitely turned it on for sure.
Isaac, playing in a game like this, for the first time in this kind of atmosphere as a freshman, you mentioned those defensive, mishaps and everything. What does it show you about just kind of what level defense you all have to play in a game like this?
Yeah, it just shows that you can't take a possession off, and like Coach Ben always says, we have to be continuous. Like I said a couple times, they made us pay. If we made one defensive lapse, just the smallest little thing, they were making us pay. So you got to play every possession, the whole shot clock, however long it takes, and just be continuous. And we got to finish it with the rebound. Houston, one of the best offensive rebounding teams in the country, and we gave up a few crucial offensive rebounds, including myself, and they'd kick it out for a three. So we just got to be continuous and finish every possession with the rebound.
Yeah, Isaac, how much of a challenge was just matching their length, their wingspan, especially when it comes to the glass?
Yeah, we knew going in they're a really long and athletic team, so we worked all week on box out drills, on taking care of the ball because they're long and athletic. But you can't simulate something like that in practice. So it's definitely a tough thing to go against for sure. They're a really good team, one of the best defensive teams in the country, and they showed it at times tonight. So but I'm really proud of our guys, and that was a really good experience for us. And we'll look at the film and see what we need to work on. And Houston's a really good team. Props to them.
Coming out of the timeout late, it was a 6-point game. You got a good look. Did you think it was in?
Absolutely. Yeah. Yeah, I really wish that one would have fallen because I think we were on a little run right there. Like you said, that would have cut it to 3. I'd like to think that the outcome would have been different if I made that shot. I don't know, but, got to live with the outcome, so that's all right. It's whatever, next shot mentality.
Isaac,
How much will
sorry, Doug. Isaac, you have a fairly quick turnaround now. You play Miami, another quality opponent back-to-back. You guys got that experience in Vegas of playing good games in close proximity, but what is the challenge after this one of kind of ramping back up?
Well, I think we just can't hang our heads. That was a tough loss, but we got to bounce back tomorrow in practice and be focused and have really good practice. And like you said, Miami's a really good team. They're no slouch for sure. So we got to come in and work hard, and we're going to prepare hard, watch some film, see what we need to work on, and hopefully have a good couple days of practice going into the Miami game, and hopefully we'll bounce back.
how much
Yeah, Coach Bennett left me in there a lot today. I guess that's a good thing. He trusts me to be out there in crucial times. I've just been working on, over the past few weeks, just building my confidence up as a freshman playing in a big game like this. You never know what's going to happen, but I just tried to look at it like another game and just go out there and do what I've been doing since I was 4 and just play the game of basketball. So that's the mindset I try to keep when I'm out there. And, I just 100% effort on both ends of the floor. That's what Coach Bennett wants. So I'm just going to go out and do that every time I'm in the game. So I was happy. Yep.
Sasser came in, obviously, with a big reputation from what he'd done before. What did you think of their bigs, particularly the freshman, Walker?
Oh, yeah. He's real good. We watched film on them. He's athletic. He's physical. I thought he played well. He handles the ball. It looks like he went 2 for 3 from 3, so he can shoot it, too. So, yeah, he's a good player.
Kadin, I talked to a bunch of your teammates going into this game, and they talked about wanting to get off to a big start, not getting overwhelmed by these guys early. You guys got off to a really good start. What did they do to kind of respond to the way you guys opened the game?
Yeah, that's the start that everybody dreams of, Just, I don't know what we were up 7 or 9, I think. And, they just stuck together and continued to play their brand of basketball. And they were able to bring it back. And, sorry. they were able to bring it back, and they just stayed together and played as a team.
Yeah, Kadin back here. Coach talked about. Yeah, Coach talked about just the defensive miscues against a team like this and how they can really make you pay for it. What did a game like this show you about how tight y'all have to be defensively?
Right. I thought we had a lot of good moments this game, but of course we definitely had some miscues. I had some myself, and it just shows that you have to be nearly perfect to be a really good team. And I thought they played very good and probably had less mistakes than us, and that's why they came out on top. So, we'll just have to work on that and try not to have as many lapses next game.
What'd you learn through this non-conference schedule? This game, Michigan, you look at Illinois and Baylor too. What'd you learn through some really tough non-conference games?
I think the biggest thing I learned is that we can play with anybody in the country. As long as we limit those lapses and run our offense hard, I think we can play with and beat anybody in the country. It was really good to have this challenging non-conference schedule to get us ready for ACC play, and we learned a lot about ourselves, and just gotta continue to play hard.
So often it seemed that when you guys would get looks around the bucket, they would foul or really be physical down low. Did you notice that level of physicality being as intense as it was?
Yeah, they were definitely physical. We prepared for it this week or last 10 days, though. We knew that they were going to be physical, and especially after we played them last year. So I think we were much more prepared for it this time around than last time. And, we weren't, too upset if there wasn't a call that went our way underneath the basket. It is what it is. They play physical, and we just got to match that level of physicality.
This was such a hyped game, and obviously two top-ranked teams. But you've got another big one coming up next. What is the challenge of ramping back up? And did being in Vegas and playing kind of a day apart against really good teams, did that help get this group ready?
Yeah, I think that certainly helped get us ready, especially the playing in Vegas could help layer down the road as well. And tournament schedule, I think you got like one day off maybe. So I think that helped. And tomorrow I don't know what we'll do tomorrow, but we'll be smart with it, and be sure we're attacking this the right way, and just prepare for it like we would any other game. And I also think that this gets us ready for ACC play, because I know sometimes you have a game, then you got 2 days of practice and another game. You don't really have an off day, so it'll be really good for us to go through this for the rest of the season.